I am Vanie Aguila, and welcome to Love Culture Workshops. Today, we are going to talk about Kilig Responsibly. Just a little bit sharing about myself. I am happily married for almost 4 years now to my husband EJ, and we are blessed with two beautiful children, Therese and Pio. Our love story, like most love stories, started with that magical feeling called kilig. Ikaw ba? Kinilig ka na ba? Or ngayon ba kinikilig ka? Surely, all of us here have already felt kilig over someone or something. May it be your crush, your favorite Korean band, your favorite Korean drama, or even over something beautiful or maybe touching. Okay, so let's have a quick activity first. I would like you to close your eyes and think of that someone or something that makes you feel kilig. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, close your eyes at the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now stay in that feeling. Be aware of how you feel. Now, open your eyes. How do you feel? Can you describe it? Maybe it's hard to find the words to describe how you feel. What is kilig anyway? When you look up the meaning online, it says there, it is a feeling of exhilaration or elation caused by an exciting or romantic experience. So it is usually that on cloud nine feeling over something that excites you and most of the time over something romantic. I like how Urban Dictionary perfectly described this feeling. They said, it is a sudden feeling of inexplicable joy one gets when something romantic or idealistic occurs. When kilig, one may experience the following: butterflies in one's stomach, heart melting, shivers down one's spine, irrepressible noises from one's mouth, uncontrollable smiling, an inner conflict between hope of something wished for and reality. You probably felt one of those things when I asked you to close your eyes earlier, right? So Urban Dictionary continues to describe kilig as that mountaintop floating on cloud nine, invincible, I could keep smiling, heart-aching goodness and feeling, which overpowers the mind's ability to think straight, act straight, breathe properly, and articulate thoughts into a single comprehensible sentence. I want to highlight that definition. It is a heart-aching goodness and feeling which overpowers the mind's ability to think straight and act straight. Totoo, di ba? Kapag kinikilig tayo, when we are attracted to someone, sometimes we get so overwhelmed with the feeling and we do things we really haven't thought about well. And sometimes we cringe about the thought of the action we did just because it was a spur of the moment kind of action. Yung tipong nadala ka lang talaga ng emosyon mo. Naramdaman mo na ba yun? So you see, this feeling, although it may feel good, when we are not able to manage it well, it can be dangerous. It may hinder us from thinking and acting straight. That is why it is necessary to manage our emotions well. And we can do this by practicing emotional chastity. Emotional chastity is keeping our hearts pure by having that discipline not to feed our emotions unnecessarily. When it comes to keeping our bodies pure, somehow it is clear what we must do and what we must avoid to keep our purity. But when it comes to emotional chastity, there seems to be a thin line between what is good and what is bad. So, allow me to share with you some steps we can take to practice emotional chastity. First, keep yourself aware of your feelings. It's often a trap when you don't acknowledge your true feelings. In situations like this, you have the tendency to let things happen just because they don't have meaning or because you are just friends. Have you ever experienced that? Yung tipong magka-chat kayo and at the back of your head, you're trying to convince yourself that wala namang meaning. The next thing you know, you have invested emotionally unnecessarily. As they say, feel it, but don't feed it. That is why it is important to acknowledge how you truly feel. When you know how you feel, you will be able to handle your emotions better and know what actions you should take to avoid growing your feelings unnecessarily. Second, identify the factors that make you feel that way. As you have acknowledged your true feelings, the next step is to identify the factors that make you feel that way. Is it because of his sweet gestures? Have you been watching too much K-drama that makes you daydream about your crush? Or have you been listening to a song that keeps reminding you of him? What are you doing that feeds your emotions? Identify them, and if it is possible, list them down. As you recognize them, think of concrete steps that you can take to overcome them. You can list them down too. For instance, if you have the tendency to stalk your crush on Facebook, maybe you can opt to hide him from your newsfeed. Or if a certain song reminds you of this certain person, maybe you can change your playlist and avoid songs that remind you of him. It may be difficult, but with conscious effort, patience, and with God's grace, you will surely be able to do it. Third, let go and let God. Oftentimes, we take God out of the picture when it comes to our love life. And so we take our own course, and most often than not, we end up brokenhearted. We must remember that God is love Himself. So if we want to find love, we must let God lead us to love. Allow God to be the author of your love story. Don't take the pen out of His hand. If you are attracted to someone, let God know about it. Offer to Him your feelings. Don't be afraid to let go of your feelings and put it in the hands of God. Because if He wills it, He will make it happen. He will surely fulfill it. Fourth, invest your time in making yourself ready. Instead of investing your emotions unnecessarily, why not invest your time in making yourself ready? So, how do you make yourself ready? Here are some of the things that you can do. First, discover your vocation. Is God calling you to married life? Or do you feel that He is calling you to another vocation? Be open to that vocation He has prepared for you and heed His call. Second, love yourself. It is important that you see your worth as a person. Before you seek love from other people, learn to love yourself first. Some of the ways you can love yourself is by taking care of yourself, by taking care of your health, cultivating your God given talents, living your single life to the fullest, deepening your relationship with God so that you will get to know more about yourself, and a lot more. Third, value the relationships that you have now. The best way to prepare yourself for a future relationship is to value the relationships that you have now. Your family is your best training ground. If you are able to love them despite their flaws and differences, then you will most likely be able to love truly. If you are able to handle conflicts well with your friends, then you will most probably be able to handle conflicts well with your future boyfriend or spouse. You don't need to wait to be in a romantic relationship to be good in taking care of relationships. Begin now. Lastly, guard your heart. Doing all the things that we have talked about earlier will help you guard your heart. Your heart is so precious because that is where God dwells. When we have a special guest in our house, we always make sure that our house is clean, right? We make everything clean. We make sure that everything is in order. More so, when it comes to our hearts, we make sure that our hearts are pure because it is where God resides. Whatever we allow to enter our hearts will surely manifest through our actions. So if we only allow good things to enter our hearts, then this will surely show in the way we relate with the people around us. The bottom line is we guard our hearts because we know it is precious. We don't settle for less. We wait for God's best. Because as God's beloved, that is what we deserve. So to wrap up everything, it's very natural to feel kilig or to get attracted to someone. But we always have to be responsible with our actions. And to do that, let us remember these 5 things. First, keep yourself aware of your feelings. Second, identify the factors that make you feel that way. Third, let go and let God. Fourth, invest your time in making yourself ready. And fifth, guard your heart. Earlier, I shared with you that my love story with my husband also started with that feeling of being kilig, that magical feeling of kilig. But that kilig has to be dealt with responsibly for us to be able to reach this point of our relationship. It wasn't easy. It required so much sacrifice, patience, and hard work. But I can say that all the sacrifices that come with practicing emotional chastity are truly worth it. There is so much joy found in waiting for the right time and going through the right process. And so I pray that you may also find the courage to go beyond what you feel so that there will be so much room in your heart for God to feel. Thank you for attending this workshop. I hope you enjoyed being here today and make sure you attend other workshops as well. May everything you heard help you in building the culture of love. Thank you and God bless.
Hi friends, were you inspired by this workshop? We hope it doesn't end here. We would like to encourage you to bring Live Pure to where you are, in your schools, in your parishes, in your dioceses, in your institutions. Bring the cost of Live Pure. Invite us to give talks to you. Invite us to give you the Live Pure recollection. You know what? This is how love culture will spread. God wants to use you, and may you allow God to use you so that love culture will really be love culture.